Today we are finally doing the oil change on the Dino Nugget Ranger Raptor, baby. All right, before we get started, I want to talk through all the things that you need to get the job done. It is actually super easy. I am so glad that Ford made this process a lot easier. So, first thing, 5W30. I never use a synthetic blend. I always pay for the full synthetic. It takes 7 quarts, so that's what we have here. We have the oil filter. Let me get the front of it for you. Got the oil filter, comes with all the rings, everything you need. You obviously need something to put your oil in. This is a 15 socket, and you need a 27 socket. That is it. That's all you need. So let's jump into it. So the first piece that you're going to take off, and I just wanted to take it off to make it easy because it's hard to film under the truck. There is 2 15 bolts right here, one right here underneath the truck, one right there underneath the truck, and then there's 2 right here. As you see, it's not actually a hole, it's like a sliding mechanism. All you have to do is loosen these a little bit, take those off, those 2 off, and it completely slides out. So super easy thing to do. All right, so here are the 2 screws that you just need to loosen up, and it slides right out. Same with that one right there. And then you see that yellow cap that comes out of the passenger side, and that is where the oil is going to come out. All right, so this is a plastic cap. Let's see how it comes out. All right, so 1/2 turn, and let's get ready for the oil. Let's turn this around properly. Yeah. There we go. For 1,200 miles, that is pretty dirty. So this is where you're gonna need the 27, and it goes right on top of the oil filter right here. Pretty standard stuff. Just in case. This stuff. Some oil rags. Okay. a lot of oil in the filter, so let it drain as best as possible before you pull it out. All right. So here's the new filter. Here are the rubber rings that it comes with that we need to replace these with. As you can see, different colors, but not a big deal. And then here is the old filter. It's pretty crazy for just 1,200 miles, right? How black this thing got. So let's start repairing. All right, so you see I got all the rings out. Sorry, it's a little slanted, so things are moving. I've seen some people have like a special tool to take these rings out. I just use a flathead, and it's so easy to just pop right out. So let's get the new ones on. Okay, so what's interesting is that you can't take this plastic off. But I've seen elsewhere that I've seen people just use this. So I guess that's what we're gonna do. So I like to clean this as much as I can, get all the old oil out of there. One thing that you should always do with these rings is lubricate it. So I always buy an extra 2 quarts of oil, my first oil change, and then I just always cycle through. So I always have 2 extra quarts on hand. You never know when you're off-roading, you never know when you're gonna need it. So what I'm gonna do here is I'm gonna dip a little bit of my finger in the oil and just lubricate these rings. Just want to make sure that they're lubricated. That's it. All right, let's get it back in the car. Put this in. You'll feel it slide in, so that's nice. This goes right over top. Boom. There we go. Now we tighten this. I want to make sure you don't cross thread this, because you're going to have a big problem if you cross thread this. There we go. Make sure you hand tighten it as much as you can before you put a socket wrench on it. Again, you don't want to, it should be nice and easy. You don't want to cross thread. Cross thread, it's not good. Super easy. And that's it. It doesn't go anymore, which is nice. And we're done here. Let's check out the bottom, start filling her up. Not perfect, but not a ton of mess either. All right. So now let's get this cap back in. Clean up as much as you can. All right. 7 quarts, 5W full synthetic. Let's do it. One thing you always want to check is once you're filling up the oil, if there's any leaking whatsoever, you got a problem, right? So no leaking, floor is nice and dry. Let's get the armor back on, turn on the truck. All right, 1,200 miles. Let's fire it back on. check if there's any oil leaking. Good. Engine sounds good. So the last thing I do is I reset trip 1. There we go. All done.